Welcome to Fading Places. This is the first episode of a docuseries that we are doing on the barbering community in the Pacific Northwest. My name is Chad Williams, also known as Chad Classic the Barber. I've been a professional barber for over 6 years, and I've been cutting hair for over 20 years in the Seattle area. Today we have the privilege of interviewing Jim O'Brien, professional barber as well as the co-owner of the Grooming Lounge located in Bellevue, Washington.
First pair of clippers, black and it's master. Well, that's the first one I bought is like a professional clipper.
Your first clipper ever?
First clipper ever was probably some busted Conairs I used to shave my head with every day. I mean, they had the lever, but it did nothing, and I didn't know how to use it, so it's when it makes that sound, we have to adjust it on the side.
Yeah.
Just smack that thing. Do something. The lever, I don't even think the lever did anything on it, but I felt like it did, so I pushed it up and just shaved my head.
So is that how you got into barbering? You started shaving your own head?
Yeah, I was broke, so I I took it all off.
Yeah.
Every couple times a week.
And would you say this is what, middle school, elementary, high school?
Middle school, high school.
When did you know it was something that you wanted to do, cutting hair or barbering?
I always liked the idea of it. It always was cool to me. I always liked being in barbershops. I would when I started making money out of high school. I got my hair cut every week. I bought white tees and I got my hair cut every week when I got a check.
It's a good investment.
For an 18-year-old with no other bills, that's all I needed in life.
Good haircut and a white tee.
Exactly. This is 2004, so the white tee was a tall tee.
At that time, high school, did you have any clients? Did you start cutting friends, family?
Me and one of my boys used to cut each other's hair in the garage, but it wasn't nothing serious. I just liked spending all day in the barbershop. I would go have Luis cut my hair, and I would sit there from 9:30 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. And me and him, we'd be drinking and stuff, so it'd be easy to stick around there. But I just liked the atmosphere, and I was in my early 20s is when I started considering it as a job.
From hanging out in Luis's shop?
Yeah. I was my friend Phil Gladstone. He went to barber school straight from high school. He was a grade below me. He still works at Sal's in Capitol Hill, I believe. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I believe he still works there. We were sitting at his dad's house watching, I think, a Patriots game because his dad's from Boston. And we were out in Skyway, and I was just talking to him how I was telling him I wish I would have went to barber school. And this, that, and the other, and he just said, "Oh, you should go," because I wasn't doing anything with my life. And he's I was it's kind of impractical or whatever. I don't know. I thought I was just gonna work a 9 to 5, hating life every day for the rest of my life. And he's like, "No, go home, order these clippers, go to AtlantaBarber.com, which I still go to this day." Yeah, let me get some free stuff. Go to AtlantaBarber.com, get some Andis Masters and Andis T outliners.
It's a good place to start.
And then sign up for barber school. So I went home that night and took, let's say, it was probably $160 for those 2 clippers, and that was all the money I had. And then I went, investigated, found a barber school that had a night program and had financial aid. It was up in Everett.
What was the name of the barber school?
Paroba beauty college, and they had a barber program. Because I went and checked out Evergreen, but at that point had gotten rid of their barber program, and that would have been in Bellevue. I was staying at my mom's at the time in Redmond, so that would have been perfect. But I would have had to go to cosmetology school, and I didn't want to do that. Right. They tried to sell me on it, but I knew it was not what I wanted to do. So I went to Peroba, and then that was perfect. I'd get off work and drive up. I'd be up there by 5. I'd get off work at like 3:30, and I was living and working in Redmond at the time, so from Redmond to Everett at rush hour, so I was like mobbing up there every day. Because, if you show up 30 minutes late to school, they won't let you come into school. Right. Because you're getting your hours, and that's how they get their money, is you not showing up.
Prior to enrolling in barber school, did you have any knowledge of what your barber school experience would be like?
Not really. I went in there with the mindset that I was like strictly business, and then I was like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not messing with these broads, nothing. I'm just, I'm gonna do my time. Right. Because, my only experience with school was like traditional school, and I didn't really enjoy that. So, but come to find out, it was probably like the funnest time I had at that point in my life.
Is it true that you graduated valedictorian?
I was a valedictorian on my barber school, which here's the thing. I was a valedictorian. I was, which all that meant was I missed one. I had one actual absence where I overslept and I missed school. Nice. It was my birthday. I was kicking it the night before.
All you other barbers watching this, valedictorian of his barber school.
But all that meant was I had almost perfect attendance. I missed a day to go to my sister's wedding, but that was like pre-planned and whatever. So literally I just missed one day from oversleeping. And then they have, if you don't know, they have written tests that you take every week, but they're so easy. They give you the answers like right before. Like, it's just like any other school, but if you're interested in it, you're going to pay attention more. And so I got like 100% on every test because it was just right in front of you. Which, how people fail those, I have no idea. But so I had very good test scores. But here's the ironic thing. I'm the valedictorian of the school. I also had a policy at the school made because of me. Because I got caught in the parking lot with a girl in my car after hours, and so they made a policy at the school that all.
How did you get caught?
They caught me on security camera. Yeah.
Politicking, parking lot pimping.
Oh man, I got caught on camera, and so they changed like the policies of how they like ran the school because of me, but also they made me valedictorian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Peroba.
Shout out to Peroba. I can't remember the name of it, but it was in Monroe, of all places, because my guy I went to school with lived out there, and me and him were the two like serious ones that were serious about it, like actually enjoyed doing it. So he got me a job with him there while we were still in school, and it was a Mexican barbershop. Shout out my guy Danny, because he was also Mexican. And that's the only reason it's important is everybody that came in there didn't speak English. Like 9 out of 10 times they just spoke Spanish. And so Danny would have to translate how they wanted their haircut to me. And then I just wouldn't even talk to them. I cut their hair.
So, if you'll allow me to be frank. So were you the white guy in an all Mexican barbershop?
Yes.
Was that a bit of a struggle, or? Because any of us that know about barbershop culture.
I'll say this. I always joked around like this is the only industry, the hair and beauty industry, where being a straight white man is not an advantage. For real.
That is great.
But no, that's kind of been, what I've been used to the whole time. Like, even barber school is like the only white dude. I mean, there was, not in my class, but there's a couple other ones that mostly they were cosmetologists. So it's what I'm the only white person in a lot of rooms in my life, so it's like something I'm not used to. But as far as the haircutting goes, it's been like
from a barbering business standpoint, people walk into, you're in a Mexican community or a black community or an ethnic community where, like you said, being straight and white sometimes has you being in the minority, and then they walk into the shop and they see Tyrone, Jose, little Teaspoon, and then there's Jim O'Brien, Edward James, Jimmy Mack.
It'll usually go like there's some hesitation.
Yeah.
Even if like places I worked for like a long time, there'd be some hesitation if it's just they're initially meeting somebody, and then like they'll see me cut somebody and then it's all good, whatever. Nice. But for the most, and I understand it though. I never really was like discouraged by it, and I never really was like in my feelings about it because like a person like me, I can get my hair cut anywhere, or I mean like anywhere I go, somebody knows how to cut straight hair. They might not do a good job or something, but so if you especially out here, if you have to seek out a person that specifically knows how to cut your hair and how to do it well, you're gonna look for somebody that looks like you. Now, a lot of times, I mean, it was like it's a surprise that I knew what I was doing, but I like it just comes with the territory, Yeah, first shop was in Monroe. Then I went to Standing on Top, and I worked there for like 5.5, 6 years.
And how long did you work at the first shop?
I couldn't even tell you. It was while I was in school. It was probably 6 months tops.
6 months, okay.
It was part-time.
And then you graduated, valedictorian.
Graduated next day. Met Mike and Jody at Standing on Top. The next day, they had a Craigslist ad. Went there.
Shout out to Craigslist.
Shout out to Craigslist. And then got fully licensed and everything. Started working there.
Some people call it Bellevue. Some people call it North or South Factoria, depending on where you're at. North Renton, but Factoria Mall, and 7 days a week in there, and that's pretty much what set it off for you, right?
Yeah, I mean they're like it's like when I really jumped into it, because I was there like I worked 6 days a week, like 10, 12 hours a day for years.
Yep.
Like I didn't stop working 5 days a week till like I want to say like last year.
Right.
But yeah, that's where I really, I mean, it's where I spent most of my career is there. So, but yeah, that's what definitely made me get on point real fast. Because it's an unforgiving occupation.
So now you're working side by side with barbers that have been in the industry years, decades, and generations of families, and you gotta stand up, show and prove. So you come from valedictorian and some small shop in Monroe to straight to the league.
Yeah, and you get in there. That's the thing, is when you get in, and you know the same thing. You're fully capable, but it's intimidating at first, and then you got people like how I'm the youngest dude there. I'm the only white dude, and they're just like, can I cuss? Is it?
Yeah,
right? Oh, okay.
You can cuss.
All right. They're just basically like, you're not
cuss, smoke, drink, it's your world.
You're not shit. Your haircuts aren't shit. And we're gonna build you or break you down and build you up, and that's exactly what happened to me. Like I didn't ever think. I remember being in barber school and telling because all the instructors were like, basically telling me I'm like the best in the school and like gassing me up like that. I don't even know why, but I was like, that doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Right.
Especially to me, I'm like, it's very nice of you to say that, but it don't mean shit to me because I know exactly where I'm at in life. I even said that when I gave my valedictorian speech. I was like, you think you're up here, but you're down here.
Right.
Because I'm just realistic like that. And so but at the same time, even if you do know what you're doing, you're gonna get embarrassed, and it's but you only get better by doing it. So that's why like me going 6 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, like really helped me get to a point where I was very confident in what I was doing.
How long did you work standing on top?
Like, I want to say like 5.5 or 6 years.
What was it, or when did you start thinking about not only renting a chair, but like owning your own shop, and started thinking about that transition?
Man, it's always something that I feel like if you actually love this job, it's something that should be a goal of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's like, it's the only way to make like real money doing this, not renting a chair, having your own space and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it was like I said, it's always was a goal, but like I really started giving it thought a few years in, just because my whole thing is I just wanted to do my own thing. It wasn't like a negative that made me want to go do it. It's more just like, you hit that ceiling, and you gotta do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't ever want to get complacent.
Mm-hmm.
Like how I kind of look at it, and yeah, so it was a couple years in, and it was just more just me wanting to do my own thing rather than, I'm like sick of working here or something like that. It was just trying to expand and grow as a person.
Sticking to your script.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Come out, graduate barber school, get into a shop, hone in your skills, develop your clientele.
Exactly. I think it's a natural progression.
Right.
I mean, you have to be a somewhat ambitious person to pursue this. To thrive in it. I would say it's kind of like it's one way or the other. Like it's either like a really ambitious person that is good at what they do and they enjoy the job, or it's the other side where it's like that was somebody's only option. There's a lot of that. You see like a lot of that in schools.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the girls that go there too. Like they think it's their only option in life. They don't even really like doing it, but what else are they gonna do? Or like there's like a lot of just like, I'm not even trying to be fun. It's like I do is like fresh out. Like what are they go to barber school like this. What else is there for them? But they don't even really want to be there, and then they get in the lifestyle where it's a really like kind of chill job, and there's like money in it,
mm-hmm.
and then so you're just out there kicking it and not going to work and coming in late, leaving early, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it's just like that in just any industry, but more so for this one because of the lifestyle that comes with it. The best thing, I think, the best attribute I could say would be dependability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people just want you to be available.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you show up every day and you're there when you're supposed to be, and I mean, if you're running behind, you're apologetic, but, if you're just there when you're supposed to be, that's how you build a clientele. If you're dependable. The haircuts come late. Like people, we're our worst critics. I mean, people just want a haircut. So I mean, they just, the conversation and all that goes into it too. But it's just being dependable.
We're obviously sitting here filming you inside of your own barbershop here at the Grooming Lounge, and so just tell us a little bit about how you went from standing on top to the Grooming Lounge. What made you flip the switch?
I felt at that point it was something that I'd been thinking about for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of responsibilities at standing on top that just kind of organically got placed on me. It just comes from dependability, I think, a lot there. I mean, and just kind of just the person I am, like, I'm a Taurus. I'm just like loyal,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, they gave me opportunity there, so I'm gonna ride for them. But I felt like the business, like that shop, had gotten to a point where it could run on its own without me there, where I felt like I didn't feel bad about leaving. Like wasn't going to leave anybody high and dry. And I mean, I stopped taking walk-ins years before that. So it's like, what was the point of me being there? Because I can't. It's in the mall, so it's like I can't help these people that are coming in because my schedule's full. So it's like I need to open up my chair so somebody can come in and build a clientele there. Because right now I can't help out the rest of the shop because I'm doing my own thing. So it's like, why be in a shop with that high traffic of walk-ins and things like that when I can't even take advantage of it because I'm too busy doing my own thing. So it just cause kind of like the natural next step.
What makes the Grooming Lounge different is that you went from a walk-in atmosphere inside of a barbershop, inside of a mall, to an appointment-only private grooming lounge. How's the reaction been from your clientele?
It's been received really well. People really like it. I love it. Like, I can't say I really ever had like a bad day like when cutting hair was my job, but like I for real like never had a bad day here. And when we first opened it, I was waking up 5 a.m. just excited. Like my girl would piss because I just want to get up and get out of bed. But I'm just like, I was just excited about it, and then people were excited about it too. Like when clientele, everybody was like, just kept saying, like, we're so proud of you. I'm like, for real, like, you know, like all right, like, you know, I don't know how to receive. I'm not good at taking compliments, so it's like for me, I was just like, it just kind of blew me away, like how well it was received. But I always make really calculated decisions, and I knew it was gonna work, and you know, it worked almost too well. I was prepared to take a hit, and I did the math, and I was like, man, if I'm only doing half as many cuts as I was doing over there, I'll still get by. I was like ready, you know, go live on a mattress in my mom's garage again, like when I started out. But yeah, it just kind of, everybody just followed me over here. A very, very small percentage of people didn't, and you know, I just get new clients by referral anyway. So it was a smooth transition, which I mean is amazing. But
how long have you been here at the Grooming Lounge?
It's about a year and a half. I started officially open in March, but I started here April 1st of 2017. I would say the dependability that I touched on earlier. Being able to be, you know, you want to be well versed in any type of hair texture or style or something. Like, I don't get pigeonholed. I remember when I was graduating barber school, I was like, I swore I was never going to cut women's hair again. Because when you're in barber school, that's what you mostly do is cut women's hair. And I was like, I'm just doing tapers, fades, lineups. That's it. Now, if that's all I did, you broke, I would, like, you know what I mean? Like, but in my mind, it's like, I thought I was learning a bunch of useless stuff. But what people need to do, and my boy told me this while I was in school too. He's like, man, like, just take in whatever they're teaching you. Like, focus. Like, if all you're doing is long hair, like scissor cuts and stuff, get really good at that because you'll learn everything else you need to, which is the truth. And then you get hard-headed and you're like, oh, I don't do that. And then somebody walks in the shop and they don't want a ball fade to a 1.5. They want, you know, some that involves some feathering and layering. And then so you're gonna just turn down that money. So diversity is key. And
would you say that's probably your biggest strength? Diversity. You can cut
I can cut anybody. Like there's certain things that I don't really do just because my clientele just doesn't really provide that, but like I mean, I can cut anybody.
Do you have a preference? What's your favorite cut to do?
My favorite cut, ball fade.
Ball fade.
Because I can do it with my eyes closed, and I just think it looks the best. But man, I can do anything.
Do you have a preference in tools?
I like Andes. I use a lot of detachable blade clipper a lot. And a lot of people use plastic guards. I don't really, unless really specific things like taking down hair or just doing like tapers, I use a plastic guard, but like mostly I use detachable blades, which that's just kind of how I learned, like trial and error, and then the people that taught me, that's how they did it, and you kind of just become a product of everybody around you, so you take what works for you and kind of you see how they do it, but you can't just sit and watch somebody cut hair and learn how to cut hair. You have to just do it. So I just did it the way I knew. So yeah, I use a lot of detachable clippers. And yeah, Andy's. I like the style liner. Trimmer. Trimmers, what we use to edge people up and bald hair out. It's like it does the job better than any one that I ever used, and it's like the cheapest one. So it's like if I break, I don't like replacing. I don't think they cut the same when you replace the blade. So when I break a blade, just go buy a new one. They're like $40, rather than you got like $150 trimmers that don't cut as good. But yeah, so basically, Andis Master, I use the Black Master. It's the only one I'll use. That's just they cut different to me. But Master detachable blades.
You a straight razor guy?
Oh yeah, every haircut.
Every haircut?
Got to. That's necessary.
How do you feel about a lot of the stuff that's happening in the industry with I guess, can we say the Beijing and the fake painted beards?
I think it's cool if you do it right. I don't do it just because I just never really was my thing. Like, but I think if you do it to accentuate somebody's natural hair, or but when it goes too far when they're just faking it, like painting on hairlines and stuff like that. But if you use it for its intended purpose, it's cool.
What about the man unit?
The man unit. Pause. I mean, man, honestly, like as a person
a guy could come in with a cul-de-sac and leave with a flat top.
I think that's taking it too far. I mean, some people some people don't like women to wear weaves. Like a man, like you're for real. Like I just think, like as a person whose hairline is chasing the back of their head, I know I'm gonna let it go when I need to, if that day comes. And I mean, you like it, I love it. To each their own. But I think you should just let it go, player.
Cutting back to the Grooming Lounge. You see what I did there?
Oh, look at you.
Cutting back to the Grooming Lounge.
So natural.
What would you say, why would people want to come to the Grooming Lounge?
Man, it's a positive environment. It's private. We pride ourselves on our customer service. And it's a relaxing place. It's never more than 6 people tops, and that's rare in here. So it's we're in here just kicking it, talking, and if you're not, because we work by appointment only, so it's like we're here and we're gonna be here to cut your hair. If you're not the type of person that you just want to walk into a shop and get cut by whoever, it's one thing, but us, we're personal barbers, and you just book online, come in, and we're here when we're supposed to be. And you're gonna leave happy. So
with the barber industry being so huge, like in certain regions of the country, barbers are just as important as preachers. We are
out here. It's just
the East Coast, down south, but then you come up here to our region, the Northwest. We're important, but the barber culture, it's
not as big.
It's not as big. Touch a little bit on the barber industry in the Northwest.
I think it's growing. There's a lot of barbershops. You have to pass a lot of barbershops to get here, but I don't think there's a lot of good barbers out here, or they're harder to find. And it's not me hating or thinking I'm better than anybody, because I tell people all this all the time. People tell me I'm the best barber in the world, but there's also some guy whose hair I fucked up when I was fresh out of barber school that will tell you I'm the worst barber in the world because of that one bad experience. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever did anybody that bad, but also it's like don't go to the white dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I think we all kind of we don't all know each other, but we all kind of know of each other. Mm-hmm. Like some people might not know me personally, but they'll be like, "Oh, there's a white dude in Bellevue that I guess gets down," that right. Sort of thing. And it's just like, people down Tacoma, we all know DJ Tabor and Jay Styles and Shoddy Red. That we know of each other. I don't know these people personally. I know of their work and their reputation, but there's not a huge community, and I don't think people really value their haircuts as much out here as in other places. Like it's more of a norm to get your haircut every week, where like you or I, our clientele is those people that get their haircut every week or like on a schedule. Out here, I think it's got to be something to do with the weather, mm-hmm. to where it's like people get their haircut more in the summer for sure, but
not as much of a priority.
Yeah, it's not as much of a
season.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the year.
Yeah,
gray sweats and UGG boots. The Scullies, son.
I think that's got to be something to do with it. But like, I don't know, you kind of it. But for the flip side to that is it's really profitable to be a barber out here, to be a good barber, like a dependable barber, because there are those people that seek you out, because there's not a lot, especially on the east side. If you know how to cut black people's hair, like you're killing, because there's nothing out here. And I mean, so like people don't want to drive across the bridge, mm-hmm. and so I mean, if you like it's not even like a racial thing. It's more like if you know how to cut the styles that people want, and they don't have to go to Seattle or South End, Tacoma or something to get that. Like, you're winning. Mm-hmm. But
right here at your service, Microsoft.
Yeah, for real. What is it called? BAM.
BAM.
Yeah.
I said Microsoft.
Yeah. Hashtag BAM.
Yeah, see the Grooming Lounge.
Exactly. That's why we're South Bellevue.
South Bellevue. South. F at the end. If people want to get in touch with you, see your work, book an appointment, find out if you are even accepting new clientele, how could they do that?
You could visit, the best way, visit the groomingloungebarbers.com. That'll link to my personal site, Chad's personal site. You can see pictures of the shop, little video, get to know us a little bit more. I'm on personal site, jimmymacbarber.com. If you Google Grooming Lounge or me, Jim O'Brien, Jimmy Mac, pull up. I do have an Instagram. I don't really use it, but it's at JimmyMac_VI. You can see pictures of my cuts and stuff on there. It's still up. I just don't ever go on there, so don't DM me.
Mm-hmm.
Tinder,
Facebook.
I mean, you want me to go on a rant about why I don't do social media? Man.
How are you a successful barber and you don't do social media in 2018?
Because I'm not really trying to get new clientele. I gladly take referrals. People shoot my information to people. I'm very busy as it is, and I think barbers on Instagram are corny anyways. I don't want to be I can't be lumped in with any corny stuff. It's it's my own personal issues. Like, I just don't, like, I just think I'm way cooler than everybody, I guess. So I just don't want to be involved in all that nonsense. That's why I don't do Facebook, anything like that. It's more my own insecurities. That's all it is. Man, we always we always say we want to be comfortable but not complacent. So it's always moving forward. I do want to expand and keep the same vibe, and maybe just bring in some more barbers that have the same vision and understanding of what we're trying to do. Just in a bigger space, just try to just keep it constantly going up. You know what I mean? I don't ever want to plateau in life, and so just move to bigger and better things. But right now, we're perfecting this, so it's just I never want to get ahead of myself. But I do know exactly what it's gonna look like in the next phase, just like I knew exactly what this would look like before I got here.
If you had to offer some advice to somebody young in this industry or that wanted to pursue a career as a barber, what advice would you give them?
Just be yourself. Just be your genuine self, because that's what attracts people. Like as ever corny as it sounds, is real recognized real, and only the fake people like fake people. So that's what I found, is just being myself. No matter what a person, what walk of life they come from, or we could be completely different on paper, but if you just are your genuine self talking to any strange person, you know what I mean? You get by, you get through a conversation, you get along. So yeah, just being yourself. That's what probably the best advice I give. Because I'm still not the most talkative, not the most outgoing person, but I'm a million times more than when I got into barbering made me more, for sure. Like I had to have a conversation with myself and was like, you need to talk more, and that brought a lot of that out of me. But I think that's what got me by. It's just being myself.